With each day that passes by as we go through the month of February, we are getting closer to the very end of filming of Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really interested in is, of course, this new villain in Episode 9. We do know that Kylo Ren will be going up against a new threat in Star Wars Episode 9 in order to pretty much make him feel vulnerable to not only the character, but also to the audience that was written in there by J.J. Abrams and crew. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the new villain and Kylo Ren. It's described that the new villain in the film will have a huge impact on certain decisions that Kylo will make with Rey in the film, and that the fate of Kylo Ren by the end of this trilogy. It's described that the new villain and the actor who portrays him had intense scenes with Kylo Ren that required weeks worth of rehearsals. It's also described that the choreography for the villain in a fight sequence against Kylo is described to be similar to Darth Maul's from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's also stated that this new mysterious villain is a type of character that fans have never seen before in a Star Wars film, and that Disney is confident it will become a fan favorite. Additionally, the new villain is said to have a major role in the beginning of the third act and a minor role in the second act of the movie. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this new villain in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, we're not quite sure if this new threat to Kylo Ren is going to either be a Sith, or B, some kind of new take on a Sith Lord by J.J. and Chris Terrio. Now, the only thing that we do know is that this new villain does indeed wield a lightsaber in Episode 9, and it's really raising a lot of questions on whether or not this new villain is going to be either one of the Knights of Ren that either betrays Kylo Ren or comes out of the blue, or maybe this is going to be one of the villains from the Unknown Regions, since we do know that the Unknown Regions is going to play a huge role at some point in time in Episode 9. So, the whole entire thing with the Unknown Regions, we do know at some point in time in this movie that Kylo and his knights will go over there, and a lot of people are starting to believe that the Beyond is essentially another word for the Unknown Regions in Episode 9. I know a lot of you guys have been talking about the Beyond lately. So, if we go into Star Wars as a whole, if you look at the Skywalker saga, one parallel that we have not seen to date is, of course, having a lightsaber duel between 3 different users in one single scene in the sequel trilogy. We haven't gotten that as of yet. Same thing goes for the original trilogy as well. So, when we look at Episode 9, the thing that a lot of people are very excited to see is, of course, how there are indeed scenes between both Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, and this actor portraying the new villain in Episode 9. So, the thing that does catch my eye, though, is how this new villain actually had a lot of rehearsals, the actor who portrays him, with Adam Driver in order to really get things right. And that this new villain, the actor who also portrays him, had intense scenes with Kylo Ren that will tie into some of the decisions that Kylo will make that will lead to his fate in Episode 9. Now, I believe what's really going on here is that this new villain is going to serve as a link between both Kylo Ren and Rey, and what will ultimately bring the two characters together to either fight for something, or to defend each other, or maybe lead to a romance between the two for all we know. We do know that Reylo is going to be a part of Episode 9 to a certain extent, at least in this movie. So with that being said, this also could very well be a path to Kylo Ren's redemption and returning as the character of Ben Solo once more. So that's the thing with this new villain. We do know that a lot of things really are happening with Episode 9 by JJ. This is a very secret and mysterious character as far as appearance goes. As far as we know right now, he's a cloaked figure with a red lightsaber. Other than that, we really don't know who is portraying him, what actor, and exactly, what he's actually going to do in this movie as far as the second act goes. As far as the third act goes, we do know that there's going to be a battle between both Kylo, Rey, and this new villain. Now, what's really intriguing to me is that in the second act, he will have a minor role in the film. Kind of similar to how Darth Maul was treated, ironically. If you look at The Phantom Menace, Darth Maul was not so big in the second act of episode 1, but he was a big role, right, in the very end of the movie, going up against Obi-Wan and, of course, Qui-Gon Jinn. So it seems as though that is J.J. Abrams' way of essentially creating yet another parallel of this mysterious villain in Episode 9 to kind of mimic that of Darth Maul. And what I really like about this character is that it's also actually said that the choreography for this new villain going up against Kylo is very similar to that of Darth Maul's. So the choreography, what I mean is, of course, how the lightsaber duel moves are going to be performed, how fast-paced the duels are going to be in this movie, and the fight sequences between himself and Kylo Ren. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.